Hey everybody, I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Welcome to our Missing Person Monday live stream for this week. Tonight I'm going to be featuring, I think 6 cases from Tennessee. So I hope you will find it informative, interesting. Please share it anywhere and everywhere you can. Like I said, I hope everybody has been having a good night, had a good day for a Monday, as good as a Monday could be. We'll see if some more people pop in here. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Good to have you here, sir, as always. And also, if you haven't heard about this, there's Miss Barbara Hall has a petition to reopen her son's case, Timmy D's case. If you've never heard of the Timmy D's case, I do have a playlist, the Fredericktown, Missouri cases playlist. All of the videos and live streams I've done on Timmy's case are there. Arctic Fox True Crime. Speaking of which, she just popped in. Hey, Arctic. Arctic Fox True Crime has done some excellent work with Miss Barbara on Timmy's case. And I think I remember to pin, I think I forgot to put it in the description box, but I did, I think, remember to pin my comment to the top of the chat. So, like I said, if you're interested in helping Miss Barbara with her fight to get justice for Timmy, then please sign the petition. Like I said, Arctic is here. Hey, T, how you doing? Good to have you here, sir, as always. Let's see if anybody, I hope everybody's weather is better today. In Arkansas last night, it was quite stormy. I think I'm in central Arkansas, so I think we missed the worst of it. We did get the rain that we needed, thank goodness. And some thunder and lightning, but we didn't get the wind or the hail. Maybe some small hail, but not enough to amount to anything. But I think other parts of the state got it pretty bad again last night. So I hope everybody is doing well. Arctic T, I hope you're okay. I don't know how it was in your part of Arkansas. I know I saw those pictures you posted on Facebook earlier from, was it Friday night when storms came through? Crazy. We missed out on that one too. I don't even think we got any rain from that one from Friday. Oh my goodness, I hate to hear that. T. That's bad when that happens. Oh goodness. Well, I hope you get that all straightened out, because I know that is bad, bad, bad. Bad, bad. Good. I'm glad y'all are okay from the storms. The Arctic says the weather was rough, but no damage to my property, thankfully. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, here where I am in my part of Arkansas, we got some much needed rain. But I'll take that. I like the thunder. Kind of soothing to me, but I don't like the hail and the wind and tornadoes and all that good stuff. I don't think there was any tornadoes last night, just mainly straight line winds. But anyway. Hey, Dandy. Dandy Linus is here. A wonderful friend. I saw that. Dandy says there was weather in Sicily this morning and a yacht sunk and 6 people are missing. I saw that. That is horrible. I'm going to have to look for some more. I just kind of read the headlines. I think it popped up in my news feed on Google or somewhere, or notifications on my phone. But yeah, I saw that. Chris said Kansas was calm. Good. I'm glad somebody's having some calm weather. Oh, wrong one, but that's okay. Arctic says he's probably gonna watch Twisters later tonight. I want to watch that. Me and my mom and my brother talked about going to see it in the movies, but I think it's on, where did I see it? You could rent it maybe on Vudu or something. One of the streaming or services that I have. Yeah, I love the first Twister. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So I don't know if the new one can live up to it, but I'm sure it'll be good and exciting action. And I watched Twister probably, when was it? Maybe a month or so ago. I watched Twister. What? See if I can get the comments to come up. Well, come on. Oh, there it is. Chris says, wasn't one of those guys cleared recently for types of crimes? Who? I don't know. Who you talking about, Chris? Arctic says you can rent Twisters from Amazon. It might have been Amazon. I saw it on, or right from YouTube. I think it might have been Amazon. I know I was looking at a couple of different places where it was for rent. It might have been Amazon, because I do have my login and password for my brothers. They have an Amazon video, so I don't have to pay for it. I help pay for it, but Dandy said there's rain and thunder bumpers. You mean boomers? Rain and thunder bumpers in western Colorado, but nothing major. Nice to get sporadic rain. Yeah. Arkansas desperately needs rain. There's one of my OGs, my original gals. Hey, Michigan Wifey, how are you doing? Good to have you here, as always. Oh, Chris said one of the people on the yacht. I have no idea. All I know is that some kind of big, they called it like a super yacht or something, sank in the in Sicily, and they said, like Dandy said, 6 people were missing. That's all I know about it. I haven't looked at anything about it yet. Oh, I know. Netflix is horrible now. I so want to get rid of Netflix, but I do pay for it. And then my brother and nephew and stuff have the login and password. I know they watch it a lot. I don't. I used to watch Netflix all the time. They used to have so much good stuff on there, but now it's just every once in a while there'll be something good. But yeah, and the price is horrible on it now. Horrible. I think the only thing I pay for, the only streaming services I actually pay for, I have Netflix. We have the which my brother pays for. We have like the because we're on Verizon. We got that bundle package where you get I think ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu for a certain amount of money. So I pay half of that, and then I have Paramount. That's all that I pay for. Anything else is free. So every once in a while I'll buy a movie off of Vudu if it's one that I really want, and they have it on sale. Oh, Dandy says, talking about the yacht, Mike Lynch, a billionaire tech guy, and his daughter are missing. I hate to hear that. Water. I think we were talking about on one of my live streams I did whenever last time I did a live stream. I'm so terrified of water. So terrified of water now. When I was younger, we all swam like fishes anywhere and everywhere, but Dandy says, why no mention of the other missing passengers? I find that sus. Was Epstein aboard? Yeah, makes you wonder. All right, I think I'm caught up. So like I said, this is Missing Person Monday, and I think since I usually have because I was just going to do a video once again, do a video and get it uploaded and do it as a premiere with chat. But between the cats running amok and my sucky cell service, which I hope everything holds out for tonight during the live stream, because the cell service is even sketchier than usual today. So I apologize if the picture is pixelated or if the audio is going in and out, because I can't tell while I'm doing because on my phone everything looks crystal clear, and then I'll go back and watch some of the live streams and everything's all wonky. So I apologize. But like I said, that's the nature of a cell service out here on the farm. All right, so I have 6 missing. I think it's 6 or 7 missing persons from Tennessee this week. And the first one is Latrice Armstead. Let me get her, go to her information. So Latrice went missing on July 28th, 2012 from Memphis, Tennessee. She was a black female. She was 38 years old when she went missing. She was 5 foot to 5'4", 160 pounds. She was a diabetic, and this, as they all are, but this case is horrible. So trigger warning on any and all of these cases. I'll just say it to cover everything. I have featured Latrice before. I don't know if it's on a Missing Person Monday, but I know I have talked about her case. Horrible case. They believe they know who did it, or most likely did it, but unfortunately, it's not what you can prove, not what you know, or whatever that saying is. But anyway, she had a broken jaw at the time of her disappearance, and we'll get into why she had a broken jaw. She had brown hair and brown eyes. She went by her middle name as Shay. Her ears were pierced. She had a gold tooth, her a right lateral incisor. She had numerous tattoos. So it's always tattoos, scars, things of that nature are always good when trying to identify or look for, jog somebody's memory about a missing person. So I always like to include that information. So she had a blue rose on her right arm. She had a heart on her left breast, a rosary around her upper left arm, 3 bears on her left shoulder blade, and a panther on her leg. And Latrice was last seen in the 4200 block of Springleaf Lane in Memphis around 11 a.m. on July 28th, 2012. After that, she was never seen or heard from again. On July 31st, her black Acura TL with Texas license plates was found abandoned and burned in a rural area near Little Simmons Road, which is in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is about an hour away from Memphis. Her estranged husband, Tony Bledsoe, is a person of interest in her case. There was a history of DV in their relationship. They were going through a divorce. Latrice was actually in the process of moving from Memphis to St. Louis at the time that she disappeared. Basically, she was trying to relocate to get away from her soon-to-be ex-husband. And this was after he broke her jaw. So that is why her jaw was wired shut when she disappeared, because of her husband. She did have an order of protection against Bledsoe, and after she disappeared, he was arrested for violating it because the order required him to stay away from her, but she was seen with him twice on the day that she disappeared. They say it is uncharacteristic of Latrice to leave without warning, and her family does not believe she would have abandoned. She had 3 little boys, 3 young sons. Foul play is suspected in her case, obviously, and it remains unsolved. So if you have any information regarding Latrice's case, call 662-624-3085. And I do have an article with a little bit more information. Yes, Chris says Latrice's case sounds crazy, but I hope the culprit gets caught and the red flags are very serious. And I think we all know who the like police said, the main person of interest suspect is in Latrice's case. Just horrible. He says he's lurking in the bushes and trying to get dinner figured out. Oh, I hope you get it figured out. All right. So this article is from November of 2019. Trying to get rid of some ads here out of my way so I can actually read the article. Latrice Armstead was trying to close the book on a violent chapter in her life, but before she could start anew, she vanished without a trace. Now, family and friends of the Memphis woman are pressing police for answers and say they know who is responsible for putting her in danger. Latrice's brother, Frederick Armstead, says if you're in a violent relationship, that is not love. Love doesn't cause you to put your hands on anybody, man or woman. Absolutely. It's been, as of when this article was written, it's been 7 years since Frederick has seen or heard from his sister Latrice. He said his sister moved to St. Louis in July of 2012 to escape an abusive relationship, once again so violent that it left her with a broken jaw and her mouth wired shut. Memphis Police Lieutenant Tony Mullins said Miss Armstead had been assaulted prior to her disappearance, and there was an order of protection placed against her husband prior to her disappearance. Frederick said his sister returned to Memphis a few weeks after her move. So after she moved to St. Louis, she had come back a few weeks after, and that was when she disappeared. It was on a weekend trip. A police affidavit confirmed that Latrice and her husband were seen together July 29th. That's the same day she disappeared. And then the black Acura, they found it, like I said earlier, in Coahoma County, Mississippi, about an hour away from Memphis. Lieutenant Mullins says, based on what I've seen in this case, I don't think she is alive. Detectives have questioned several people in connection with Latrice's disappearance, including her husband, Tony Bledsoe. No one has been charged. Like I said earlier, Bledsoe was charged for violating the protection order. Her brother, Frederick, says, sometimes I walk around outside and hoping I can peep around the corner and see her coming down the street. Latrice's brother is still holding on to faith that she will be found alive, but also admits nothing could keep her from contacting her family, and they haven't heard from her in years since she disappeared. Lieutenant Mullins says no matter how long, it doesn't go away. If we find her 10 years from now and link it to the person responsible, they've still got to face it. Latrice's case is now being handled by the Memphis Police Department's Cold Case Unit. Once again, anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers and the Memphis PD at 901-528-CASH, C-A-S-H. See if anybody snuck in on me. Yes, that is that. I was going to say that. Dandy's absolutely correct. It's the most dangerous time for people trying to flee. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Jenny. Good to see you back again. 867-5309. Now that song's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. But that is okay. Welcome, Vid Inquiries. Good to have you here. I believe Chris invited you or let you know about us. Good to have you here. All right. Got to remember to advance my slides. All right. Next, I should have been having the articles loading. Next, we have Karen Farmer Beard. Get her information. Vid Inquiry says, yes, Chris invited me. Thank you. We are glad to have you here. Absolutely. So Karen went missing on January 15th, 1991 from Kingston, Tennessee. She's a white female. She was 35 years old when she disappeared. 5'8", 120 pounds. She was 7.5 months pregnant at the time of her disappearance. And she has blonde hair and blue eyes. Karen was last seen at around 7:30 p.m. on January 15th, 1991, when she dropped her two daughters off at the home of her former in-laws in Kingston, Tennessee. She was supposed to go to work the next day at the Shoney's restaurant in Lenoir City, Tennessee, but she never showed up. That day, someone identifying herself as Karen called a towing service, a Collier Wrecker service, gave them directions so they could go tow the car. Investigators believe the caller may not have really been Karen, however, and the towing service employee who took the call did listen to a recording of Karen's voice and said it was not the same person who called the towing company. And after that, she has never been heard from again. Karen's lawyer reported her missing on January 23rd after she missed an appointment. When the lawyer and the police went to her apartment in Harriman, Tennessee, they found it undisturbed, no indication of forced entry or a struggle. Her purse, wallet, and car keys were at the apartment. Her car was found near the Center Ferry Bridge at the Clinch River, which was less than a mile from her former in-laws' home. Prior to her disappearance, Karen was involved in a custody battle with her ex-husband, Reese Beard. They had separated in California in 1985. Reese was given custody of the two girls, their two daughters, by default in 1987 after Karen failed to appear for a custody hearing. She later went to Tennessee to try and get the girls back. The two girls reportedly said that they wanted to live with Karen, with their mother. There were charges of alcoholism, adultery, substance abuse, and dealing on both sides. And Karen was reportedly, they said, mortally afraid of her husband, Reese. And she had asked her sister to become her children's legal guardian if anything should happen to her. So Karen did have a history of substance abuse. She was hospitalized for her problem, her addiction in California in 1995. But her sister stated that she had gotten clean in order to be a better parent to the girls. Her sister stated that Reese was the father of the Karen's unborn child. Reese denied it. Karen's former mother-in-law described her as unstable and stated that she had dropped out of sight before, one time for almost a year. Authorities believe Karen was taken to a house in Kingston and her life was taken and her body disposed of somewhere. They viewed several of Reese's friends as suspects in Karen's disappearance. And years later, as one of them was dying of cancer, he asked to speak with investigators. But by the time that police arrived at the hospital to interview him, he had passed away. So whatever, if he had any information, whatever it was, he took it to the grave with him, unfortunately. So no one has ever been charged in Karen's disappearance, but foul play is strongly suspected and it is unsolved. So if you have any information on Karen's case, call the Roane County Sheriff's Office at 865-717-4700. Drink. Sorry, I feel like my voice is scratchy today. All right, and I do have an article. Get it loading. I'll check comments. All righty. See if anybody, I think. Get down to where I was at. Okay, so I got Jenny. Vid inquiries. I thought I saw Dave pop in. There he is. There's our friend Dave out on the prowl. Hey Dave, how you doing? He's probably going to be driving and listening if he has to work tonight. We're always glad to have Dave here. Please do check out Out on the Prowl. That is the name of his channel. He does excellent work. So does Arctic Fox True Crime. Please do check out Arctic if you have not already. Get down here. Absolutely. Vid Inquiries says, sad to have to live that way in fear of your own ex. Absolutely. Yes, Karen's case is very sad. Yep. Dave said he's will be listening in the car, driving and listening. Thank you, Dave. You be careful out there, Dave, driving. Absolutely. Chris says, I know that no mom would leave her kids, and that is a big red flag if you ask me. I agree with you 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. There are exceptions, but for the most part, yeah. Standy says some would, but the majority would never walk away from their most beloved possessions, those babies. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dandy. Putting the link to Dave's channel, Out on the Prowl. Please do check him out. All right, let me see if my pages, I'm not going to say it or it'll go into a dumpster fire. All right, this article is from November of 2010. A pregnant woman's disappearance remains unsolved. When Karen Farmer Beard disappeared in January of 1991, she was 35 years old, locked in a custody fight with her ex-husband over their 2 daughters, and she was 7.5 months pregnant with a third child. Roane County, they said, was strange territory to her, but not her ex-husband, Reese Beard, who was the son of a prominent couple there. I always have red flags going up whenever I'm not saying that all prominent people are bad, but whenever they mention prominent couple, and somebody disappears in the middle of a custody battle, you always wonder. It is a case with many puzzles, allegations of a possible cover-up, and a suspect who passed away before he could give the deathbed statement that he offered. Clarence Robbins, who's an investigator for the 9th District Attorney General's office, says it is one of the most frustrating cases of my career. Once again, when Karen was last seen on January 15th, 1991, she dropped her daughters off at the home of her former in-laws. Dr. Carolyn Beard, director of the Roane County Health Department, and Dr. Craig Beard, a prominent Kingston dentist. She did not show up for work at Shoney's the next day. That day, the local record service had the call. Sorry, there's gnats flying around. From the woman who said she was Karen, and then the caller, or the person who took the phone call, listened to a voice recording, said that wasn't Karen that called. It is now suspected the caller was an imposter. The full circumstances of the call and the tow remain unclear. A few days later, Beard's lawyer, Brenda Hall, went with Roane County deputies to Beard's Harriman apartment. It was neat and tidy, no signs of forced entry or struggle. All of her personal belongings were found there. Hall said it was eerie, like a poltergeist took her away and left everything else behind. Karen Beard's car was later found abandoned near the Clinch River. Robbins said he believes she was taken to a house in Kingston where she was red-rummed there and her body disposed of. He and 2 other retired investigators also believe that more than one person was involved and that several other persons withheld key information. And they feel, some of the investigators feel that their investigation may have been sabotaged by a cover-up. Daryl Sermons and Dennis Ledbetter, detectives with the Roane County Sheriff's Office, wondered if someone in law enforcement was involved in a cover-up. We don't want to think that happens, but unfortunately, in some instances, it does. I'm not saying it did here. I don't know, but Detective Sermons said, I always had a feeling that there were some people in the Beard family and someone in law enforcement who knew more than they told us. There was just too much cat and mouse going on. When we would go talk to some people, they were always prepared to just pass us off to someone else, not say anything. Detective Ledbetter added, he later became sheriff of Morgan County. He says every time we got close to something, we would get blocked out in some way. He said he also wondered if someone in law enforcement was hampering the probe. Sermons and Ledbetter would not name the law enforcement individual they wondered about, but said that he is now deceased. Robbins, who's now 83, said, I think there was a pretty sizable cover-up. He said he does not recall specifically suspecting anyone in law enforcement, but he does not rule it out. So Karen and Reese were divorced in California. She claimed that his custody of the kids was obtained fraudulently. She followed him to Tennessee to be close to the kids. We talked about her past. She did have substance abuse problems, but those who knew her said that she was on a new path to regain custody of the two girls. Sandy Caldwell, who worked with Karen at Shoney's, says she was living for those girls. She says, I felt like she straightened out, but she felt like she was overpowered. What with her not being from that area and Reese's parents having money. Court documents in the custody case reflect charges and counter charges of substance abuse, DV, other misconduct, they say. Hall said her client had an excellent chance of prevailing, but was afraid of Reese. Karen's sister, Linda Farmer of California, said the couple's relationship had long been a roller coaster ride. She said they would break up and then get back together. It's like a vicious cycle. She says, I believe she was still in love with him, but realized it would never work. She said her unborn child was Reese's. I believe she would have told me if it was not. Carolyn Beard said she and her husband did not know for a fact that their ex-daughter-in-law was pregnant when she disappeared. She says, we heard rumors of that. I asked Reese if he knew. He said the baby would not be his. But my husband and I do not have any information on this case, only the rumors. Law enforcement, Robbins said we had three strong suspects. There were also several other people who investigators felt had information. All were acquaintances of Reese Beard, and several were described by Hall as rough and unsavory. Years later, when one of the suspects was passing away of cancer at Vanderbilt Hospital, he sent word to Robbins that he would talk, but when Robbins arrived, the suspect had slipped into a coma and he passed away the next day. Today, Reese Beard lives in Overton County. Says recently, which this article is from 2010. Recently, the Roane County Sheriff's Office did hire a cold case investigator who has been reviewing Karen's case. Chief Deputy Tim Phillips said anyone with information about the case is asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 865-717-4700. And Jim Ballick, I don't know who that is, but he can be reached at 865-342-6315. All right, let me see what we got next. Get caught up in your comments. Thank you, Dandy, for putting all the channel links in for me, my dear. Yes, lots of, Dandy says there's so many red flags blowing in the wind. Most definitely. Like I said, not all people with money or power or what they call prominent people are bad, but it just raises my red flags whenever they make mention of, the husband, ex-husband, boyfriend, somebody that's involved with the person who disappeared was prominent. My spidey senses start going off. So, yep, I agree with you there. Yes, absolutely. You can post Mind of Monsters link. Oh, yeah, she got it. I'm behind. Thank you, Dandy. Yes, very sad. Very sad. All right. Next, we have Kristina Branum. Kristina went missing on July 27th, 2006 from Hardin County, Tennessee. She's a white female, just 17 years old when she disappeared. She'll be 35 now. When she disappeared, she was 5'2", 150 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Her nickname is Chris. And her ears were pierced. So Kristina and her live-in boyfriend, Christopher Mittendorf, which that smaller picture there on the slide is Christopher Mittendorf. They both actually disappeared from Hardin County on July 27th, 2006. They were living with Christopher's mother, Cheryl Flatt, in Savannah, Tennessee. They went out shopping on the day of their disappearance. They never returned, or well, they did return home. Excuse me. When Flat returned to the apartment, the clothes Kristina and Christopher had bought on their shopping trip were inside on a bed, but Kristina and Christopher were not there. They have never been heard from again. The dark green 1994 GL Prism that Kristina and Christopher were driving was found unlocked and abandoned 5 days later. It was parked near a pond in a rural area in Lawrence County, which is in central Tennessee, and is about 50 or 60 miles from their home. One of their cell phones was inside, as well as other belongings. So I'm probably pretty sure that they did check the pond, because whenever we all hear water, we always say check the water, the bodies of water close around there, especially since they found the car so close to the water. A witness reported seeing the couple leave the car there, get into a white car, and drive away. There were many possible sightings of Kristina and Christopher in Tennessee and as far away as Oklahoma, but none of these sightings were confirmed. Flat believes that George Edward Baugus, or Bagus, that's Baugus, may have had knowledge about her son and Kristina's disappearances. Baugus, also known as Eddie or Bad Egg, did have a criminal record for substance and theft related charges. Now, he was red-rummed in March of 2010, and his wife was charged with first-degree homicide in his death. She did admit to GSWing him, but she claimed self-defense, and she was acquitted at trial in 2011. Flat said she found a lockbox in her home that contained items belonging to Baugus. She stated that Christopher and Kristina may have robbed Baugus or burglarized his home prior to their disappearance. So that would be his motive, allegedly, if he had anything to do with this. Kristina had dated Christopher for approximately 6 months before she moved in with him. They disappeared 6 months after that. Kristina's mother said that her daughter was happy with her life at the time of her disappearance and planned to graduate high school and join the Army. Since Kristina's disappearance, her older brother was also the victim of a homicide. He was actually GSW'd by his employer in 2008. It's horrible, all the way around. It's horrible. So the suspect in that case did plead guilty to voluntary manslaughter. It is uncharacteristic of Christopher and Kristina to leave without warning. Foul play is suspected in their cases, and they're both unsolved. So if you have any information regarding either Christopher, Kristina, or both of them, contact the Hardin County Sheriff's Office at 731-925-9007. I'll get I have an article with a little bit, not a whole lot more information, but just some statements from the family, their thoughts on what could have happened. This is from MiddleTennesseeMysteries.com, and I have put a link to all the articles that I used as sources. They're linked in the description box. This article is from June of 2019. It says Kristina Branum and Christopher Mittendorf had been dating for around a year when they disappeared from the apartment they shared with Mittendorf's, so Christopher's mother, in Savannah, Tennessee. Kristina's mother, Paulette Harris, said, "I know she would not have run off. The hardest is wondering if she is still alive." With few clues to follow and the belief that the couple would have surfaced by now if they were alive, family and investigators suspect foul play. Although the case remains unsolved, Christopher's mother believes she knows who the culprit is, this Baugus fella. But he was taken care of. He was GSW'd, I believe. Yeah, by his wife. Get down to some of the articles, what we've already been over. So Kristina and Christopher had been dating for about 6 months before she moved in with him and his mother. Her father, Kristina's father, described her as a happy-go-lucky girl. Kristina's mother, Paulette Harris, remembers happier days of the couple swimming in a creek, spending holidays together, and her daughter's plans for the future. And we talked about, unfortunately, her older brother was also the victim of a homicide by his employer. Trying to get down to the so after they found the car, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation joined the case to investigate. One witness reported seeing Kristina and Christopher drive the car there, get out, and get into the white car. By 2008, investigators did believe foul play was involved in their disappearance. Hardin County Sheriff Sammy Davidson said, "We've always felt that in our minds, but have had hopes that they maybe just left. We've had leads all the way from Atlanta, Knoxville, and Oklahoma from people thinking that they had seen them. Sightings have been reported in Tennessee, Virginia, and Oklahoma, but they have not led, not any, nothing came of those sightings." So after their disappearance, their families have been told numerous rumors, including that the Kristina and Christopher were involved with a substance mafia. And now both of the families believe that they were caught up with the wrong people. Some of the rumors that they've heard was that Kristina was SA'd, Christopher was killed, they were fed to pigs. People have also told, I think it's Christopher's mother, that Kristina was in a hotel room in Parsons, tied up, blindfolded. Christopher's mother, no, that was Kristina's mother. Christopher's mother said that she heard Christopher was beaten with a bat, and Kristina was hit in the head with a rock. Just a bunch of ugly, ugly stuff. But despite the rumors, the families do believe this George Eddie Bogus was ultimately responsible for the disappearance. Like I said earlier, they believe that Bogus took the lives of Christopher and Kristina because they might have stolen from him. He did have a lengthy criminal record, including substance and theft charges. And they said he wasn't a man to be trifled with. Just giving information, it said that Bogus and his wife Shannon had a long history of DV that ended when she GSW'd him during an argument. She called 911 and reported the incident. She was acquitted. We talked about that. Okay, I think that was all the information from that article. So yeah, just an all-around horrible, horrible case. I said, not only do we have Kristina and Christopher disappearing, we have Kristina's older brother was also the victim of a homicide. And then we have one of the suspects' wife was in a DV situation and took him out. So it's just bad news all the way around, unfortunately. All right. Get to some of your comments. Trying to get down to where I was. Get my screen where I can read it better. My eyes are getting older, even with my glasses. I'm gonna have to get stronger glasses. Cheaters. Thank you very much. Vid Inquiries said they saw the link for the petition after this live. I'm going to sign it. Thank you very much. Yes. Miss Barbara, Timmy's mother, and their family, Mr. James, Miss Marion, and everybody involved in trying to get justice for Timmy will very much appreciate it, as do we. Thank you. Chris says, Kristina and Christopher's time they disappeared is a red flag. and that their case is familiar to him. Yeah, I don't think I had heard anything. I might have, I don't know. But then again, I have so many cases in my head all the time that sometimes they get mixed up. Yeah, vid inquiry says somebody unalived them, but why both? That's puzzling. I would have gotten maybe jealous, but both of them weird. Yeah, I'm thinking if it is true that one or both of their families thought that maybe for some reason, Kristina and Christopher might be stolen something from this bogus guy, Bad Egg, and maybe that was the reason. But which is plausible. I mean, people even. I mean, this case was from what 19 or 2000. Trying to read my little screen here. 2006. I know it's worse these days, or maybe we just hear about it more these days. But people are so quick, instead of getting into a good old fashioned fist fight or just trying to talk like adults and work things out, they just resort to violence, unfortunately. That is very possible. Very possible. That's also possible too. Chris says, it'll come up. I can't see if it's up. There it is. What if Bogus was innocent? That's also possible. That is possible. It could have nothing to do with him. Absolutely. Hey, Nan. Good to have you here as always. Good to see you. I think I saw you in, was it Mr. Steve's chat? Or for his, was it last night that he did the morning watch? All right. I think I'm caught up. Let's see. Next, we have Paula Michelle Burnette. Paula went missing. Let me get a drink right quick. All right. I think my allergies are getting to me here. So Paula went missing on September 17th of 1996 from Harrison, Tennessee. A white female. She was 21 years old when she went missing. She will be 49 years old now. At the time she went missing, she was 5'1", 110 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Her ears were pierced, and her maiden name is Caudill, Caudill. I apologize if I butchered the names. So Paula was last seen at approximately 6 a.m. in her hometown of Harrison, Tennessee on September 17th, 1996. Once again, we have another estranged husband. I'm not saying the husband had anything to do with it, but she was estranged from her husband, Donald Ray Donnie Burnette, at the time. They had 2 children together. Once again, there was a history of DV within this marriage also. The day before she disappeared, Paula had called the police to have Donald removed from the house. She asked her father to stay overnight with her because she was afraid that Donald would return and harm her. Donald called Paula's father on September 17th. So, I'm going to go back up. So, the last day she was seen, the husband called Paula's father, asked him to pick up their children, saying that Paula needed a vacation. Paula's father did report her as a missing person when she failed to make contact with loved ones by September 21st, so 4 days later. Paula has never been heard from again. Her driver's license was found in the 9500 block of Harrison Bay Road in Harrison sometime during October of 1996, which was about a month after she disappeared. And apparently, Donald, the husband, and an accomplice, James Travis White, took an AmSouth bank branch manager and her family hostage in November of 1996. So this will be about 2 months after Paula disappeared. The men forced the manager to rob her own bank after driving around with her family overnight. Both suspects were arrested 1 month after the incident in December of 1996. Donald was ultimately sentenced to 39 years in prison for his role in the kidnapping and the bank robbery. Paula's purse and her address book, it said, washed up into the backyard of a Chattanooga, Tennessee residence in April of 1997 after a flood. Her case remains open and unsolved. Foul play is suspected. So if you have any information regarding Paula's case, call the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office at 423-622-0022 or 423-209-8940. And let me find Paula's article. This article is from May of 2018. It says, can you help close the Paula Burnette cold case? 21-year-old Paula Burnette was last seen on September 17th, 1996. She's been missing, as of when this article was written, for 22 years. So it's been almost 30 years now, 2024. The Hamilton County District Attorney's Cold Case Unit says they are close to solving the case. Sorry, swatting ads here. Oh, no. Now everything disappeared. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Try to close out a link in it. There we go. Okay, so the Hamilton County District Attorney's Cold Case Unit says they are close to solving the case. The News 12 morning crew took a look at the investigation and the next step in bringing closure to her family. As there's not a phone call or trace concerning the disappearance of Paula. They say every possible avenue to locate her has been exhausted more than one time, and she is still missing. From a missing persons case to a homicide investigation, authorities have tried to find any clue leading to Paula. Less than a month after she disappeared from Harrison, Tennessee, authorities received a call from a concerned citizen, someone who found her driver's license. They did do a ground search where her license was found. Her pocketbook with other credit cards was found in the Tyner area. Tanika Hollis, who I guess is a friend of Paula, says she was fun. She was always smiling. She says, in fact, Paula called Tanika twice before she disappeared. Tanika said she had even mentioned about 2 weeks before she disappeared that if anything ever happened to her, don't stop looking, that she was in fear. So it sounds like we have another, unfortunately, like I said, DV situation. She's afraid of her husband. Says she was a very loving mother. She would not have walked away from her children. She was having problems with her husband, but they could have gotten a divorce. Paula's husband, Donald Ray Burnette, has been investigated by authorities. They say we are looking at a suspect. It's been I think that this is a very poorly written article. It says it has been well publicized that the husband has been on the radar. He is currently in prison serving time for the kidnapping and bank robbery. Investigators believe they are close to solving the case. They say, I think it's fair to say we are ready to move forward with some of the legal avenues when it comes to pursuing and prosecution, even if there is not a body. So a no body case. But investigators are still looking for clues and the public's help in solving the crime. They say we feel very sure that there is somebody who knows more than what they are sharing. If it was your daughter, your sister, or your mother, you would want answers. Absolutely. There is someone out there that has an answer. They have a piece of this puzzle. No matter how small they think it is, they need to come forward to the cold case division. And now authorities just hope they can find Burnette and arrest the person responsible. Police said her remains need to be found. Her family needs the closure. Paula and her family deserve justice for the wrong that has been done against her and the person responsible responsible needs to be held accountable. Absolutely. All right, that was Paula. Get my other article going. Check comments again. Ooh, a new batch of comments that popped up. Let me get down. I'm going to stop my cam for just a minute while I'm getting caught up in comments. Let's see here. Find where I was at. Dave said he's listening and driving. There's Miss Barbara Hall. Hello, Miss Barbara. Good to have you here, ma'am. She says, hello, everyone. Can't stay making signs to get to Jefferson City, but I will rewind and share. Thank you very much, Miss Barbara. And you be careful, lady. Be careful, ma'am. We love you. Once again, Dave said he signed the petition. Thank you, Dave. Yes. Pinned to the top of the chat is the link to sign the petition to reopen Timmy D's case. Please do sign it. Absolutely. Help Miss Barbara with her fight. Yes, everyone's telling Miss Barbara to stay safe. Absolutely. Did I miss Paula? Did I say hi to her? Wait a minute. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I thought somebody said Paula was here. Let's see. She's here. I don't see her. Or she hadn't commented. Okay. Oh, there she is. Sorry, Paula. There's Miss Paula. Welcome. Always good to have Miss Paula here. Sorry I'm late. That's fine. That's fine. You can watch what you miss on a replay. Always good to have Paula here. And the Paula we're talking about in the case, or Paula's case that we're talking about, Chris said has red flags. Absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot I did notice when I was putting these together, how many of them had a DV involved, and unfortunately, these ladies afraid of their husbands. There's Junior Johnson. Hey, Junior. Good to have Junior here. Evidently, it's not past Junior's bedtime yet. And I don't know if Junior is in Kentucky or Michigan right now. It's always a toss-up, but it's always good to have our friend Junior here. Absolutely. Paula says, how long ago were they closed? So you're talking about close to solving the case? I believe that article, let me go back and look at it. I believe that article I was reading from was from, find the right one. If I can get it to come up again. In 2018, that was when the article I was reading from was written. Apparently in 2018, authorities thought, or law enforcement thought they were close. That was the most recent article I could find on this case. Because when I'm doing my research and putting the cases together that I'm going to share, I always get on the Google machine and try to look for the most recent updates or articles to use as supplements. In 2018, unfortunately, was the earliest that I found anything new on Paula's case. All right, let me get back over to comments. You're absolutely welcome, Miss Barbara. So she's here listening, just can't comment. I love y'all. Thank you very much for signing that petition. Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Anything for Miss Barbara. She is a wonderful person. She has been fighting for Timmy, justice for Timmy, for a long, long time. Paula says, is her husband a suspect? Yes, I would think so. In my mind, yes, he's most definitely a suspect. But now, trying to remember in the article if they named anybody, they just said they had suspects. But the husband, of course, whenever you have somebody that disappears or is a victim of foul play, they're always going to look at immediate family first, husbands, boyfriends, whatever the case may be, either to, rule them in or rule them out, and then they move out from there. But yeah, with the history, their history of DV and everything in their relationship, he would definitely be high on my list. All right, let's see who we have next. This is a horrible one. This is a known stranger abduction. This is Tonetta Carlisle. I believe I have talked about Tonetta's case before. I don't think I've ever featured her on a Missing Person Monday or did an individual video, but I am going to, because this case, as they all are, but this is a known non-family abduction. So Tonetta was abducted on March 16th of 1989 from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Non-family abduction. It was witnessed by witnesses. Oh goodness. So Tonetta is a black female. She was just 15 years old. When she was abducted, she would be 50 years old now. When she was abducted, she was 5'1", 95 pounds. She was last seen wearing a pink and white striped blouse, a denim skirt, and white sneakers. The vehicle that was used in the abduction is a tan and yellow, just as a tan and yellow vehicle with Tennessee license plate number LKH920. Tonetta had black hair and brown eyes. Her hair was curly and trimmed short on the top and the sides, and longer in the back at the time of her disappearance. Her ears were pierced. Excuse me. She has almond-shaped eyes. It says that several of her teeth are capped or have fillings. So Tonetta was last seen walking home from City High School. She was a freshman. This was approximately 2:55 p.m. on March 16th, 1989 in Chattanooga. She was going to her family's, to her home in the 600 block of Hamilton Avenue. A witness observed Tonetta's abduction approximately just half a block from her home. She was half a block from making it home. This was at approximately 3 p.m. A woman on Ruth Street near Hamilton Avenue says she glanced up the hill. She watched Tonetta was walking down the street. She said several unidentified suspects jumped out of a tan and yellow vehicle, once again with Tennessee license plate number LKH920, forcibly pulled Tonetta inside the vehicle and took off. The witness told authorities that she and her husband actually followed or chased the vehicle. They did call law enforcement with the license plate number. Tonetta's mother filed a missing child report with authorities 8 hours later, when she failed to return home from school. But unfortunately, the missing child report and the abduction report were not connected for 2 days. So they were behind by 2 days. The plate number of the vehicle involved in the abduction was traced back to Jeffrey Jones. And I don't think I had a picture of Jeffrey to include. Jones was previously convicted of SA and aggravated SA, and he did serve 8 years in prison. He was released about a year before Tonetta disappeared, and authorities determined that he did SA another woman who lived in his apartment complex just 2 months before Tonetta was abducted. Now, he ended up taking his own life. His body was found inside his van on March 18th. So I'm assuming the van was the yellow and tan and yellow vehicle that the witnesses saw. So he was found inside his van on March 18th of 1989, 2 days after Tonetta was last seen. He passed away by carbon monoxide poisoning. There's been no trace of Tonetta since that time. But there have been rumors that she was forced into basically human trafficking, what we call human trafficking today, and possibly taken to California. Tonetta enjoys pizza and fast food items. She did like rap music, and Bobby Brown, the singer Bobby Brown, at the time of her 1989 disappearance, and her case remains unsolved. So if you have any information regarding Tonetta's disappearance, you can contact the Chattanooga Police Department at 615-698-9752. And let me find Tonetta's article. So her case, it says, was reopened. And this article is from August of 2019. So in 2019, it says her case, DA reopens cold case of Tonetta Carlisle. District Attorney Neil Pinkston is reopening the missing person case of Tonetta Carlisle. She was 15 years old when she disappeared on March 16th, 1989, while walking home from school. Pinkston says they've been able to eliminate some of the other theories that were once part of the investigation. I'm going to go on the assumption that the other theories was that she was trafficked, maybe somewhere in California, because it says when they reopened it in 2019, they were centered, their attention was centered on Jeffrey Jones. As I said earlier, he took his own life 2 days after Tonetta disappeared. But unfortunately, they've never been able to locate either Tonetta alive or deceased. They said investigators have gotten or did get new DNA samples from Tonetta's mother and brother. They resubmitted it to the database looking for matches. When this article was written, it said that Tonetta's mom and brother took the people who wrote this. Oh, it just disappeared on me. Oh my goodness. Where'd it go? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Something popped up and it disappeared on me. Okay. Oh, the pictures are loading and popping up. Okay. So when this article was written, Tonetta's mom and brother took the reporters to the place where Tonetta was last seen. Noni Sturdivant, I don't know who that is, says she could have gotten married, had children. I think Noni is her mother, actually. Her mother says she could have gotten married, had children. I missed out on all of it. It's been years since they've been at that very spot on Hamilton Avenue. Daryl Stewart explained, you can't help but feel a chill because I know this was the block my sister was walking on when she got snatched. Daryl says he will never forget the day he found out his sister went missing. He says, quote, you see stuff like this in movies and you hear about it, you don't think it will hit home. We really want to encourage everyone through our little sister, with school starting, to be careful. The parents network with each other. Try not to have your child walking by themselves. Absolutely. If Dandy's still here, she can, I know how she is about keeping her kids close to her. Let's see, I think that was it. Except for information that we already have gone over. All right, so that was Tonetta's article. So, like I said, in 2019, they did reopen the cold case. So hopefully, and then, like I said, Tonetta's brother and her mother submitted DNA, or they got DNA for samples from her mother and her brother, submitted it to, I'm sure, all the systems to see if they got a hit on anything. So hopefully they will get some answers soon. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. Everything jumped on me. Let me check your comments. Go down to where I was. Thank you, Nan. Nan says she left for a moment to sign the petition. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Turn my camera off for a minute. Yes, thank you all. And I'm sure Miss Barbara, absolutely, and Mr. James and Miss Marion, absolutely appreciate everybody who signs the petition. Thank you. Paula says she signed it already. Thank you so much. Dandy says, so did I. Thank you, Dandy. Welcome. Mama Jane Starr says, "Hey all, I came in from the look of my life." Absolutely. I'm in the Facebook group or page as a group. I hope it's okay that I'm here to learn more. Absolutely. Everybody is welcome here. Good to have you here. Absolutely. Vid Inquiries says so young. Absolutely. What I say, 15? Yeah, 15. Yep. Absolutely too young. Hey, just that is all we ask. And Nan says it's the least I can do. I wish I could do more, but the most I can do is share. No, that is the most important thing that anybody can do with any my videos, live streams, other creators' videos and live streams they do of missing or cold cases or unsolved cases, missing persons flyers. If you do Facebook or social media, share posts about the missing. That is the most important thing that anybody can do. So thank you, Nan. Absolutely. Dandy says you screwed something up. What? I don't know what Dandy says she messed up, but yes, absolutely. Chris told Mama Jane she's absolutely welcome here anytime. Can watch replays of content. Absolutely. Yes, very, very sad. Like I said, a known witnessed abduction. Um, just from the information and that 2019 article was the most recent article that I found on Tonetta's case. Well, there were some that were more recent, but all they had was just basically the basic information. It didn't have anything new, but so that article from 2019 was the most recent. When they reopened the cold case. But yeah, a witness abduction and just from that little bit of information that I was able to find, my money or my top suspect person of interest would be Jeffrey Jones. He was a known predator, let's put it that way, known predator, and he took his own life 2 days after Tonetta disappeared. So yeah, he is definitely number one on my list. Absolutely. Chris said it's good to have people here that's sincere. Yes, we have a very wonderful community. We don't victim bash or family bash or blame. We don't bash each other. We respect everybody's opinions. It's a wonderful community. I absolutely agree, Dandy. I know we've talked about this before. Dandy says it's a personal opinion, but in her opinion and mine too, upon death, DNA should be submitted to CODIS. Yep, I agree. I know people talk about right to privacy, but if it can help solve a case or absolutely anything that can help. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Mama Jane said it does have red flags all over it. So there will be no asking him. I'm assuming you're talking about Jeffrey Jones. Any questions? Yep. Yep. He took himself out. So nothing from him. That is an excellent point. Dandy says, do we have rights beyond death other than to not be violated and desecrated? Yep. I agree with you. Just making sure I'm caught up. Jenny says you can't be named in an eviction if you're deceased. Yeah, unfortunately, Mama Jane says so. In essence, the case is probably going to go cold. Probably, unfortunately. But like I said, it's been so long. Let's see, 1989. That's the year I graduated high school. So over 30 years. If they were to find her remains, most likely they're going to be skeletal, and they're probably not going to be able to get, or anything's possible. We always hope, but most likely would not be able to get any kind of DNA evidence or anything off if they were to find her. And then, like I said, he took the main suspect, in my opinion, took himself out. So, and I'm going to assume that, well, they probably, I can't remember, it said if he was convicted of SA, I think he was. So his DNA was most likely already on file somewhere. But I'm sure if it wasn't, I think they do maybe take the DNA, or when it goes back to Dandy's, we're talking about upon death, we agree that, or an agreement that DNA should go into CODIS. But I would think if it's legal, if they do that, then they would have put his name in, or his DNA in CODIS. Absolutely. Vid Inquiry says, what a beautiful, excuse me. I'm so sorry. What a beautiful kid Tonetta was. Hope she gets her justice. Absolutely. Yep, she was beautiful. Yes. Mama Jane says it's so sad all these people missing. Absolutely. She missed the petition. Can I get filled in real quick, please? Yes, the petition is to reopen the case of Timmy D's. If you've never heard of Timmy D's case, I do have a playlist with the Fredericktown, Missouri cases. I've done several videos and live streams on Timmy's case. Miss Barbara Hall, who was in here earlier, is his mother. Sometimes, every once in a while, Timmy's uncle, James, and Aunt Marion are in here and chat. All wonderful family. But yes, they have a petition going now to get Timmy's case reopened, reinvestigated. Because if you know anything about those Madison County, Fredericktown, Missouri area, it's not a good deal in a whole lot of cases. So that is what the petition is for. Yes, absolutely. Vid Inquiry, sign the petition. Thank you. Yes, it is. Share it anywhere, the link to it anywhere and everywhere you can. Absolutely. The more sharing, the better. Yes, Dandy summed it up with my very long explanation. Yes, to get Timmy D's case a new look. Yep. Dandy, it must like your comments. For some reason, all your comments are in here twice. That's okay. That's okay. Paula says, do they have, there it is. Do they have any suspects yet? Are you talking about in Tonetta's case? So if you were talking about Tonetta's case, the Jeffrey Jones, that was the people who saw two witnesses, a husband and wife, saw Tonetta get abducted. They followed or chased the vehicle, got the license plate number, gave it to law enforcement, and the license plate number of the vehicle came back to Jeffrey Jones, who ended up taking himself out 2 days later after she disappeared. So I would assume that is their number one suspect. Yes, absolutely. Danny says share where you can. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mama Jane. Yes, we have a wonderful community. Vid Inquiry says that's awesome to have a great community for solving crimes. Well, I don't know if we solve anything, but we share it and share it and share it to bring awareness, and that's all we can do. But that's important. As Mr. Steve said, for True Crime Web, anybody who does not know, has not seen True Crime Web, Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve, definitely check them out. Mr. Steve is former law enforcement, former CSI. He is retired, but he goes out. He started a YouTube channel, and now he has a nonprofit foundation. And he and his team, a group of people, volunteers, go out to help families on cases. So definitely check out True Crime Web. But we are glad to have you here once again, Vid Inquiries. Now, thanks for making me feel old, Dandy. Dandy says she was 11 in 89. Oh, goodness. I was 18 in 89. I graduated in 89. A long time ago. Oh, goodness. Now I feel even older. Chris said he was 5 in 89. Yes, the license plate event inquiry says, did they ever get anything off of the license plate number? Yes, it came back to Jeffrey Jones. A known SA offender. So, yeah, he, like I said, he is a number one suspect in my opinion. Oh, Miss Barbara's still here. She's making signs. She's still here listening. Appreciate anybody that to sign that petition. Absolutely, Miss Barbara. She's making my signs for tomorrow. Absolutely, Miss Barbara. Welcome back, Selective Detective, True Crime Deductions. I know you were here one of the last live streams I did. Good to have you back. Just getting caught up in comments. I think I have one more case to share with you. Dan says she's not telling how old she was in 89. Sweet Misery is here. Hi again, everyone. I'm back. Welcome. Good to have you back. Yes, everybody here that knows, loves Mr. and Mrs. Steve. Haven't seen their live in a while. Yeah, Mr. Steve just went back out on the road for a little bit. I think he said he's going to be out for a few more days. He's been out west helping with some cases, talking to some families, fighting the good fight, as we say. So he has been doing a few on the road, but it's been kind of funny because he forgot to pack his camera, apparently. So whenever he does live streams on the road this time, we just, first time we had a black box. Now, the last couple, I think Mrs. Steve did get something set up where we had the background. But we have an invisible man, Mr. Steve, but that's all right. We'll take any kind of Mr. Steve we can get, and Mrs. Steve. Yeah, vid inquiry says age is just a number. Absolutely. Oh, Sweet Misery says she was also 11 in 89. All right, let me see. So next we have Amber Elizabeth Cates. Let me get her information up. I should have the information loading while I was. There she is. I guess I can turn my camera back on. All right, so Amber went missing on April 11th, 2004 from Maury County, Tennessee. She is endangered missing. A white female. She was 16 years old when she went missing. She'll be 36 years old now. When she went missing, she was 5'5", 100 pounds. Light brown hair and hazel eyes. She had fillings in 2 teeth. And it says her hair may be dyed blonde. So Amber was last seen in Maury County, Tennessee on April 11th, 2004. She left her mother's home on Tracy Lane with James Gordon, who was apparently one of her friends. They were in a gold Mazda with license plate number PFB 200. She was supposed to come home in 2 days, but she never did, and she's never been seen or heard from again. When questioned about Amber's disappearance, Gordon said, the friend that she went with, he said that he had left her with another friend, Ronald California. I'm going to butcher this name. In Zuriaga. They were supposed to go get a meal at Waffle House. Imagine Waffle House coming up. On James Campbell Boulevard. Authorities have since located Ronald California in Zuriaga in a federal prison in Alabama. He said that he dropped Amber off at a garage in Columbus, Tennessee, after she purchased hair dye, and that he doesn't know what happened to her after that. So we have 2 friends, or the friend that she left with said he dropped her off with this Ronald California fella. And then they found him in prison, and he said he dropped her off at a garage in Columbia, Tennessee, after she purchased hair dye, and doesn't know where she went after that. So first two top of my list suspects, persons of interest. So Amber was born in Spring Hill, Tennessee. It says she had lived in several states, then returned to Tennessee to live in a foster home. Her older half-sister, Brenda James, stated that Amber had gotten involved with the wrong crowd, and she was drinking, occasionally using substances. And her half-sister had become her legal guardian just a few days before she went missing. Amber was originally considered to be a runaway, but the passage of time since her disappearance has led investigators to consider whether other factors caused her to disappear. In other words, foul play or accident. She has a driver's license, but there has been no infractions on her driving record since she disappeared. Her social security number has gone unused since 2004, and she has not used cell phone. So her half sister, Brenda, who did have, Amber was living with when she disappeared, is now deceased. It says that if Amber is alive, she may be in Georgia or Texas, or she may still be in the Maury County, Tennessee area, and her case is unsolved. So if you have any information regarding Amber's case, you can call the Maury County Sheriff's Department at 931-380-5733. Excuse me. Or 931-388-5151. And I do have an article. Quick drink. This article is from March of 2017. A Columbia woman renews search for sister missing for 13 years. So it's now, of course, longer than 13 years now. TBI agents continue the search for Elizabeth Thomas, her name was Amber Elizabeth. A teen believed to be, they say, kidnapped from Maury County by her. So this is a new development. So so she went missing in, what did I say? I can't read my little screen. So when she went missing, we had the friend that she left with. He dropped her off, and then there was another friend, or a person that her friend said he dropped her with. The friend they found in prison said he dropped her off at a garage, and when she had bought hair dye, and he didn't see her. But apparently in 2017, they've had some new information, because it says TBI in 2017. TBI agents continued the search for Amber, a teen believed to have been kidnapped from Maury County by her former teacher, Tad Cummins. Now, when I was doing my research looking for articles, this is the only one that I could find related to Amber's case, the most recent that had different information. Said it's a story that's hitting very close to home for Brenda James, also in Maury County. Her little sister Amber disappeared in Columbia 13 years ago. Amber was only 16. She was last seen at her mom's house. And for Brenda, it feels like she just disappeared, or it feels like she just disappeared just yesterday. Once again, weird wording. She says it hasn't been easy, with tears in her eyes. The Maury County Sheriff's Office is still handling Amber's case with no luck. So I don't know what this is about the former teacher, Tad Cummins. Her sister said everything so far has just been dead ends. When I call, I'll get updates. If I call to set up a meeting, we'll get a meeting. Other than that, I don't get anything, and it is very nerve-wracking. During a news conference on Amber's investigation, a TBI spokesperson, Josh Devine, said missing persons cases only get harder with time. We know that. He says, as you go longer with these things, the possibilities make things so much more complicated and more difficult for our folks to sort through and sift through. With no promising leads, Brenda James is making a renewed effort to find her sister. She says she has hired outside investigators and is hopeful for the future. She says, we really feel like it may be Amber's year. To the family of Amber, Brenda, her half-sister, says, just pray, keep your faith. Back then, they may still do it now. It says they organized several events to keep Amber's name out there, including a fundraiser, prayer vigils, and things of that nature. So that just aggravates me now that they made this one mention. The TBI agents who continue to or investigating says that they believe that she was kidnapped by her former teacher, Tad Cummins, and that's all they give us. Oh, I hate when they do that. I will research it some more and put his name in, because I think I only searched Google under her name, Amber's name. But now I want to know more where this information came from, if maybe they followed up on it and didn't find anything. I don't know, but I thought it had more about this teacher in it, but apparently not. But I will research it, and if I find anything, I'll mention it in my next live stream or do a short video, follow-up video. All right, I think, maybe there was one more. Hold on. Okay, I did have 2 articles. Hold on. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. So this article is from August of this year, August 19th, so very recent. It says, newly discovered in 20-year-old cold case of missing Amber Cates. Let me get down to the article. Says 20 years after the disappearance of 16-year-old Amber Cates of Columbia, a new lead has been discovered, which Maury County Sheriff Bucky Rowland said is the first good lead the department potentially has. Cates' last known contact was on April 14, 2004 in the Columbia area. According to information from the FBI, Cates, quote, was on her way to spend her spring break with a relative, but has not been seen or heard from since the time she disappeared. She says, at the time, law enforcement felt like she was possibly a runaway. She sort of had that history. As days, weeks, and months went by, they knew something else had happened. And the sheriff said this at a press conference held on March 20th of this year. He says, over the past 10 years since I've been sheriff, this is a case that myself and others have looked into. I decided to assemble a cold case unit to try and work on these details. The team includes retired law enforcement, criminal justice majors, and a retired forensic examiner. Though Rowland could not elaborate on the new lead, he said evidence has been sent for processing, so they do have some kind of evidence. Maybe they're hoping to find some kind of DNA. Though Rowland could not, sorry, I'm repeating myself. He says we're waiting for our DNA profile to come back, but in the meantime, we're going to continue to work hard to try to uncover any clues that may be out there or maybe something we've overlooked. He says this is the biggest break potentially we've had in the investigation in 20 years. Lieutenant Roscoe Voss, lead investigator, said the team has spent the last 3 months going over every interview and video involving Cates, Amber, who would be 36 now. Voss said, I've spoken to officers that no longer work here to get their information to put it all together. We feel like there's just something there that maybe is missing that's going to be what we need to find where she's at. So in other words, that one little piece of the puzzle that makes everything fit together. Anyone with information, is urged to contact Detective Voss at 931-375-6601 or rvoss at maurycounty-tn.gov. So they're testing DNA evidence. Now, whether or not it's related to what I say his name was, the former teacher, Tad Cummins, we will see. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting any other articles here. I think that's all I had. All right, let me get to your comments. Turn my camera off for a second. Let me get back down to where I was. Junior says he was 36 and 89. We're still talking about ages. Yeah. Dandy told Junior he's still a pup. Yep. Chris said, I might be familiar with Amber Kate's case, but the timing she's missing is a big red flag. Yep. Yeah, I just wonder about the friend that she left with, who supposedly he said he dropped her off with this other guy, this California guy. He said they found him in prison. Said he dropped her. She bought hair dye. He dropped her off at a garage, and she hasn't been seen again. And then we have the one mention of the former teacher that they say the TBI said possibly kidnapped her. So lots to unpack, lots of stuff going on. Definitely lots of red flags going on. Absolutely. Yep. Miss Nan said he did a live last night. Yes, he did. I believe it was Morning Watch last night. Steve is great to watch and is very talented and extremely helpful to many families. He can be found at True Crime Web. Absolutely. And if Dandy or anybody with a wrench can, if you haven't already, you probably already have put in, you can absolutely put in the link to Mr. Steve's channel. Yep, I was thinking that too. Dandy said it sounds like a trafficking case. Yep, because I just have, and the friend and then this other guy may not have had anything to do with it, but to me, that's just very red flaggy. My spidey senses, like I said, are going off. One said I dropped her off, and then the other guy said, well, I dropped her off after she dyed hair dye, and just the math ain't mathing. There's something afoot at the Circle K, as Bill and Ted would say. Welcome back, Selective Detective. Said they're back. Mama Jane said she's back. Everybody's back. I'm glad everybody's back. Selective Detective says she was supposed to return in 2 days, but was she supposed to go away? Evidently, because it said that she left with a friend. Let me see if it, let me go back to the Charley Project information. Let's see if it was a planned trip. It just says that she left her mother's home on Tracy Lane with James Gordon. That was supposedly one of her friends. And she was supposed to return in 2 days, but never did and has never been seen again. So it doesn't say if it was a planned trip, where they were supposed to be going, if it was spur of the moment. Let me go back to the article and see. I don't think it said in either article if it was a planned trip, but I will look. I'm just looking at the article. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about, where they were supposed to be going, just that they were supposed to be back in 2 days. Let me look at the 2024 article again. If it'll come up. Nope, it doesn't. Has nothing about where they were going, so I don't know. Yes, it is. A vid inquiry says, great to hear though that at least there's a break in this case. Absolutely. Yeah, vid inquiry says hope that comes soon for the others mentioned. Yeah, breaks in cases, or yeah, at least reinvestigating. Absolutely. That is a good question. Vid inquiries says, just curious, what are the main interstates that go through Tennessee? Let me look it up right quick. See if I can find any. Unless somebody has already, well, Dandy may have already. Dandy says Tennessee has many major interstates, including ones that run through Nashville, Knoxville, and other cities. I don't think, because the main because I'm in Arkansas. I'm trying to think of Interstate 40 because that's a major interstate that runs through Arkansas. Interstate 40 runs coast to coast, but I don't know if it goes. I don't think it might. Oh, let me look it up. I don't know if Interstate 40 goes through Tennessee. Hear me pecking away on my keyboard. Nope, not Interstellar. Hey, autofill. Interstates in Tennessee. All right. From the apparently the AI that Google uses. Well, it says Interstate 40 connects Memphis and Knoxville. Interstate 65 runs from Nashville to the Alabama border. Interstate 24 connects Chattanooga to Nashville. Interstate 75, Knoxville runs through Knoxville and Chattanooga. Interstate 81 either starts or ends in Tennessee, depending on which way you're going, apparently. And yes, Interstate 55, that I've been on Interstate 55 going places, runs along the edge of Memphis. It says other interstates in Tennessee, 124, 140, 155, 275, they all run, or one or more of them run through Chattanooga, Knoxville, Dyersburg, and Nashville. So it has lots and lots of interstates. Now, the only major interstate I know that runs through it is 40. 65, I've only been on 65, like between, we take it a lot on some of our trips going out, like to Nashville and places that way. But I don't know about how big or major, how busy any of the other interstates are. But that is an excellent question. Definitely useful. Somebody mentioned possibly trafficking earlier. Let's see. Let me get back down in comments. Some Sweet Misery said in work at Circle K. Yep, always whenever because I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Something afoot at the Circle, something strange afoot at the Circle K. I haven't watched that. I need to watch. I haven't watched Bill and Ted in a long time. And I know they did some sequels to it, but I've watched all of them at one point. The original is the best, in my opinion. Like with most movies, the original is the best. Thank you, Dandy. Dandy got Mr. Steve True Crime Web's link. Please do check out Mr. Steve. They do wonderful work. Danny says Circle K is no 7-Eleven with those big slurps. And I think, at least around here, I don't know if they're doing it everywhere, that the former Valero gas stations are now turning into Circle K's. Because Circle K's, at least around here in Arkansas, disappeared for a long time. But apparently now whoever owns the Circle K, or maybe the same company owns both Valero and Circle K, but all the Valero stations are turning into Circle K's. So maybe I can go hang out, and maybe I'll meet up with Bill and Ted. That is an excellent point. Vid Inquiry says, wonder if the teacher offered these people to drive her around, drop her off, drive her around. Yeah. Especially with, I think it was maybe Dandy, if I'm wrong, please correct me, that whoever mentioned the trafficking, possibly trafficking angle theory. Yeah, that just irritates the mess out of me that they just mentioned that former teacher one time. I'm going to research it some more and see if I can find anything else about the teacher, because now I want to know. Yep, money, money, money. I agree with you. Unfortunately, Daddy says, seeing how prevalent the trafficking is and the demand, I think more people are alive and underground. Yeah, I agree with you. Unfortunately. Vid Inquiry says in Ohio here. Are you in Ohio? Vid says, just trying to think of one that could run all the way across the U.S. and go through Tennessee as well. I know Interstate 40 runs from coast to coast. But Interstate 40 runs west coast to east coast all the way. Now, any of the other ones, I do not know, but I do know that 40 is coast to coast. And it is a major 40, unfortunately, is used for lots of substance trafficking and transporting, and probably human transporting. Lots of bad people, unfortunately, being a major interstate coast to coast, lots of bad stuff happens. And I live maybe 5 minutes from 40, that as it runs through the part of Arkansas that I live in. So needless to say, even though we are out in the country, like I said, we're just 5-minute drive. We could be on 40. So we keep our doors locked at all times, because we have had people that have law enforcement has been chasing on the interstate, and they've come off the interstate and ended up out this way on our back roads. So yeah, we keep our doors locked. Chris has been doing research. Chris says, I found Tad Cummins and I'm not surprised by what I found. Do tell, sir. Do tell, or messenger me. Or you can type it in chat, depending on how much it is. But yeah, I would love to know what you found out about. By the way you put that, I'm assuming it's probably not good. Yep. Danny says there's 9 interstate highways. That's a shite ton for real. Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think of how many run through Arkansas, major one. The only major one is like I said, 40 runs all the way east to west, and then I think we have 30 or 630 that runs east or north to south, but yeah, 40 through Arkansas, and the parts of Tennessee that it goes through, that's the major. Yes, going back to Bill and Ted, yes, I love George Carlin. I love George Carlin. In that movie, his stand-up, everything that George Carlin ever did. Love it. Yes, Vid says always wanted a telephone booth like that. Absolutely. Yes. Dandy says George Carlin was the best comedian ever. Yes. And I am very, very picky about my comedy. I don't watch a whole lot of comedy. It has to be, I don't know. I don't have a specific kind of comedy. I just have to watch it and If I think it's funny, it's funny. If not, I'm like, yeah, it's not my kind of comedy. But yeah, George Carlin, I definitely love his comedy. Yep, Vid says he was the first host of Saturday Night Live. Hmm. Excellent. Chris, can you send it to me too? Chris said he's going to send Vid what he found on Tad Cummins, and it won't shock you. I would love to know too, sir. Oh, you Googled? Okay, I'll Google it. I'll definitely get on the Google machine and look him up. Let me go here. Let me do that. Let me get caught up in comments, and I will do that. I'll look him up. Yep, Dandy said that they have busts in Colorado off of I-70 all the time. Yep. It's just unfortunate that these major interstates or some not so good stuff happens. Oh, Sweet Misery says she literally just got off work at Circle K. Oh, lordy, lordy. Yeah, I think talking about what's coming up, because I've been saying that we were going to, and I hope Miss Paula's still here. I don't know if she is or not. I've been saying that we're just going to have, because this coming weekend, I'll be able to do some live streams. So Friday, if Miss Paula is still here, I don't know if she's still here. We are going to have the second live discussion about the West Memphis Three. I'll be talking about a little bit about the families. The first episode, for anybody who wants to watch it, the first live stream, we just basically talked about the crimes, the killing of the boys. So if everything goes as planned, Friday around the same time, 8 o'clock Central, we'll have a live case discussion about the West Memphis Three. And then Saturday, because we've been talking about having just a live stream to kind of maybe get away from the true crime for a little bit, have what Sunshine at Mind of Monsters calls a decompression. Talk about maybe a little bit of true crime, but just anything we want to talk about, music, movies, anything we want to talk about. So I'm hoping to do that Saturday at 8, somewhere around there. Because I want to do mine in time to get finished. Because Dave out on the prowl usually does his late night, early morning live streams on Sunday mornings, usually around midnight, midnight 30 Central Time. Dave is on the East Coast, or maybe 11:30 Central Time, anywhere between 11:30 and midnight 30 Central Time. And I got to get back over and into Dave's lives. I've just been so busy with everything going on, and with my sister-in-law passing away, that I haven't been staying up late a lot, or been trying to get caught up on everything. But yeah, so Friday, like I said, if everything goes as planned, make sure I got those last cases I had. Everything goes as planned. Friday we'll be talking, have a live discussion about West Memphis 3, and then Saturday we'll just have a Southern Gal After Dark, because I usually call them, if I do weekends, True Crime After Dark, and I share missing persons, and we talk about any cases in the news or whatever. But we'd like to take a break sometimes and talk about other stuff along with true crime. So Southern Gal After Dark on Saturday. Hopefully everything will work out. My farm signal will hold up. Let me get back to comment. I lost my place. My new batch popped up. Oh yeah, I'm not shocked that Chris is a good detective. Vid says I'm not shocked Chris found something too. Oh, but Chris is a good researcher too. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up. Let me get caught up and I'll look up, see what I can find. Oh, yeah. Vid Inquiry says, cool. If you see Bill and Ted, tell them I said hi. I will. Maybe they'll let me join Wild Stallions. And Chris wants to know if it's Tad's nasty side. Yep. So apparently, Oh, Miss Paula's still here. I'm assuming you heard that we're going to be talking, hopefully, Friday, we're going to be talking about West Memphis 3, like I've been promising for how long now? Finally going to get to it Friday. I'm glad you're still here, Paula. As of, 3 minutes ago. Oh my goodness, Dandy, you're not right. She says, Dandy says, I want to talk about baby washed up seals. Are you talking about washed up on the shore? We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about on Southern Gal After Dark. It's a free for all on Southern Gal After Dark. You know that. We can definitely talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. Thank you, Vid. Thank you. Vid says she's sorry to hear about my loss. Yep, she was my baby sister-in-law, my youngest brother, my baby brother's 44 years old. Oh, that sounds good. Miss Barbara said it's the high 40s right down the street. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm confused. Oh, are you talking about Interstate 40, Miss Barbara? She says 40s right down the street from my house. You talking about Interstate 40? Yeah, because Miss Barbara is in southern Missouri. I may be confused about what she's saying. She's either talking about Interstate 40 or the temperature. I'm not sure right now. I'm confused. That's me. That's my bad, though. You know how easy I get confused. Oh, man. So, Paula, I want you to be here. So, Paula says, I will see what I'm doing Friday night. I might be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine with a friend. Well, if you can't be there Friday night, because I think you're the one that's been, I mean, we've all been, wanting to talk about it, but especially you wanting, to do another West Memphis 3. If you're not going to be available Friday night, I can switch. I can do Southern Gal After Dark Friday, and we can do West Memphis 3 Saturday. Whenever, if you want to be here, just let me know. I think you're on Facebook with me, I believe. You can messenger me and let me know. I can definitely switch it around so you can be here if you want to be here. Thank you, Dandy. Yeah, it's my baby sister-in-law. Yep. But she was like a sister to me because she and my brother were married. It would have been their anniversary is September 10th, so they would have been married this coming September for 19 years. And then they were together, together, not together. They didn't, air quotes, since I don't have my camera on now, didn't like each other in high school, but yet they ended up together and, over 20 years. Like I said, been married almost 19. They were married almost 19. Yeah, and she passed away 2 Sundays ago. No, it's been a month now, almost. Yeah, a month. It was so what's today? I don't even know what today is. She passed away July 18th. So it's been a month and a day because it's August 19th. Oh, let me see if I can clear this out without putting us in a dumpster fire. I was pushing buttons on my phone, which is not good because that's how I end the live stream, is on my phone. Yes, I also was going to talk about that at some point too. Junior says it looks like they found Dee Warner's body. Yes, because I remember sharing her case when back, was it 3 years now? When she went missing, 3 years, 4 years. I shared her case. I think I did a live stream talking about her case, and then I saw in the news that they had found remains and sealed up in a tank on their property. And I think tomorrow, I believe if tomorrow's Tuesday, they're supposed to do the autopsy to make sure that I'm 99.9% sure it's going to be her, but yeah, they got to make it official. Oh, Daddy says she was Kidding about the baby seals. Hey, I'll talk about baby seals. Baby seals are cute. Ben and Clary said, can't wait to see that movie. Heard it was awesome. Are you talking about Deadpool and Wolverine? Yeah, I might whenever it comes out of he used to say, I'm so used to saying, back in the day when it comes to video or comes to a DVD where you can rent it, back in the good old days. We didn't have to have 20,000 streaming services to watch a movie. If it comes to a streaming service, because I've watched all the Wolverine movies they've done. I don't think I've watched maybe bits and pieces of Deadpool's, but I definitely love Wolverine movies. Oh, I want to get I got to get started on that series too. Vid says I just watched A Quiet Place day one, and I almost watched because I watched movies the other night because I couldn't find anything on TV. And then my DVR is 98% full, and of course I wasn't in the mood to watch anything I have on DVR. So I was looking for movies to watch, and I almost watched A Quiet Place, and then something else caught my eye, and I don't even remember what it was now. But yeah, I definitely want to watch that series. Oh, Paula says she definitely wants to talk about. Yeah, just let me know if you're not available Friday. If you're available Saturday, I can switch. I can do Southern Gal After Dark on Friday, and we can do West Memphis 3 on Saturday. Just let me know. Excellent. Junior says he's going to Adele Warner, who is Dee Warner's husband, September 4th. Absolutely. Let us know on the next live stream or whatever what you find out. Yeah, but oh goodness, everything jumped on me. Yes, but be careful. Yeah, Chris said be careful. Yep. Danny says, ooh, keep us posted. Yep, absolutely. Yes. Paula said, talking about West Memphis 3. Yes, that is my favorite case after all. Absolutely. Yep, that one, as far as Arkansas cases go, big well-known cases, which West Memphis 3 definitely is. I want to find out the truth in that case, no matter who it is. Of course, Morgan Nick case here in Arkansas, the Melissa Witt case here in Arkansas, which I did watch the new documentary on Hulu on the Melissa Witt case. It is very good. So if anybody here is interested in Melissa's case from here in Arkansas, it's from 1995. She disappeared from Fort Smith, from the bowling alley bowling world there, and they found her remains, I think, 6 weeks later in the Ozark National Forest. She was a homicide victim. And so the doc is called at wit's end, searching for a killer or something to that effect. I know it's at wit's end and then searching for a killer or something to that effect. Very good. If you're very familiar with the case, it doesn't have a lot of information that we already knew that we didn't know. Like I said, if you're very familiar with the case, but it does follow. It has new footage that I had never seen. They follow the cold case detectives that are now working on Melissa's case. Excuse me. Very good documentary. I suggest it. Like I said, if you have Hulu, or unless somebody, you can search here on the YouTubes. Somebody might have posted it illegally. I find some documentaries that way. Yes, going back to Dee Warner, Daddy says they found Dee in the most peculiar place. Yes, it was in a tank that held some kind of gas. Oh God, I can't pronounce it now. It starts with an A. Gosh, hold on. I've got articles here. Let's see if I can bring. Oh, nope. Hold on. No, I don't want to leave the. Hold on. Almost went in dumpster fire. Let me open a new tab. Let me see if I can screen share it. Take this down for a minute. One second. If my signal's good enough to screen share. Maybe it's trying. I don't know if it will or not. Oh, there it is. Yep, let me take that down so we can read. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Trying to think of the name of the tank. So I'll just read this. You can look at it too. Human remains. Oh my goodness. Now it's jumping on me. Hold on. Swatting ads. What did it do? No, I don't want that. Sorry. There we go. There it is. Okay. Human remains found on property owned by Dee Warner's husband. Investigators discovered human remains during a search of property that belongs to a man whose wife disappeared years ago and is presumed deceased. Dee Warner, why is it disappearing? Was reported missing by her family on April 25th, 2021. Dale John Warner is charged with open homicide and tampering with evidence in connection to Dee's disappearance. Michigan State Police recently searched property in I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Lenawee County, belonging to Dale Warner, and found human remains, the agency said Sunday. The remains are in the process of being recovered, and there will be a great deal of work and testing completed before a positive identification is made. Dee was last seen the morning of April 25th, 2021 on Munger Road. I actually think I have a video clip, a screen recording. But yeah, she was found sealed. Let me find that video. Hold on. 1 second. Let's stop sharing that. Let me see if I can find that video because it shows the tank. It's like an I can. Hold on. Video file. There it is. All right, let me play this video.
Imagine what the family of Dee Warner has been going through, searching for her for years now. But tonight they're telling me exactly the location where they believe her body was hidden for all these years.
I wasn't here at the time that they removed the tank, but it was sitting in here separate from these other tanks that are over here.
Greg Hardy says the presumed remains of his sister Dee Warner were found in an anhydrous tank just like this one, sealed in an airtight cylinder in the dark, potentially for years. Her husband Dale Warner is the man accused of placing her there.
In the dark of night, in a building that had no cameras, slide her body in there, put the end cap back on it, and weld it completely shut. And then attach that to a chassis, paint it, even have the goal to put his logo on it to make it look like it was normal, and then took it and stored it with other tanks so it would look like it was just another one of the fleet. That's so premeditated and so heinous that he deserves nothing less than murder one, no parole.
Dale Warner has already been charged with open murder.
He lied to his family and put them through all kinds of pain. He hid the evidence. He went to a lot of trouble to hide the evidence. He lied to the officials, the investigators, repeatedly.
As police work to 100% ID the body, one big worry is the well-being of Dee's youngest daughter, who's now 12 and has to grow up without her mother.
It's obviously been traumatic for her. She has a father in jail and a mother that's dead.
And Greg really was the man who pressured investigators to take a look at the tanks after noticing some unusual activity. We know that the autopsy will be happening this upcoming Tuesday, and if this is indeed ID'd as Dee's body, then that means it was located less than 4 miles from her home this entire time. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Right, I don't know how well that video played, or yeah, anhydrous gas or whatever, and they said, let me see, I think, okay, I'm gonna do an overlay. Hold on, let me change my layout back. There we go. If it'll come up. There it is. That is the tank that they took. So whoever did it, if it was I'm definitely think it was her husband, went to great lengths to either open the tank if it wasn't already opened, put her remains in there, seal it, weld it, or whatever, shut again, painted it, put the, whoever, yeah, they went to great lengths to hide the body. Most definitely. All right, get back over to comments. Get back to where I was. Yes, Chris says, I'm interested in Evansdale more than anything. Yes, Mr. Steve and Ruckus have done extensive work, boots on the ground on Evansdale. So anything you want to know about Evansdale, go watch True Crime Web and Ruckus Rocks. There's bunches and bunches of videos and live streams that they've done, excuse me, that they've done on Evansdale. I don't think I need to do that. I don't think I've myself done a video or a live stream to talk about Evansdale, but excuse me, we can definitely do it at some point. Excellent. Oh dang, I don't have Max. But for anybody who does, Vid says I just watched a good. Oh yeah, Mr. Steve was talking about that. A good 3-part series on Evansdale on HBO Max or Max, whatever it's called. Yes, he was talking about that the other night. I don't have HBO Max streaming, so I can't watch it. Paula says she loved that movie. I don't know which movie you're talking about. Oh my goodness, I love The Rock. Dandy says The Rock has a Christmas movie coming out. Gotta go see it. Oh yeah. And I've seen of course, I watched him when he was wrestling. The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. But yes, I've watched all of his movies. I didn't know he had a new one coming out, a Christmas movie. I definitely got to see that one too, Dandy. Okay, Vid says it was amazing, the Evansdale documentary. Yeah, I wish I had. I don't have Max streaming or whatever. And she says A Quiet Place. Oh, you talking about, oh, you love The Quiet Place? Excellent. Thank you, Junior. Junior says, I'll let everyone know how it goes. Talking about D. Warner or Dale Warner's hearing. I'm anxious to see his face now that they have her body. And hopefully he'll plead guilty and save the family from going through a trial. Absolutely. Yeah, because who was talking about it? Maybe Gisela, if anybody watches a Grizzly True Crime channel, YouTube channel. She did a live stream that when they found her body, when they found remains that are presumed to be Dee. Gisela was wondering if because I think they had set a trial date. Junior, you would know. You can correct me. And maybe since they found remains, they might push it back just to, get their ducks in a row if it turns out to be her, which 99.9 it is her. So yeah, definitely keep us posted. But yeah, be careful traveling and Okay, Vid says they started watching the one yes, at Wits End. Yes, at Wits End is the main title, and it's like searching for a killer or something. Yeah, it's on Hulu. So I did get to watch that one because I do pay for Hulu, the basic plan, so I get most everything, or not everything, but stuff that I want to see. I'll have to look those up, Chris. Chris says he's interested in the Littleton subway hit and Littleton bowling alley case. I have to look at that. What state is that? I'll just put it in Littleton bowling alley case. Okay, Vid says that chapter does awesome videos here on YouTube. Excellent. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Thank you, Junior. Fertilizer. I kept saying gas, but fertilizer. Yeah, that anhydrous fertilizer. Yes, fertilizer is nothing to play around with, because I think people who make, I don't know, I'm not going to say the word, but people who make boom booms, that's one of the main, homemade boom booms. That's one of the main ingredients. So yeah, fertilizer is nothing to play around with. And I know that because my baby brother works at a rice mill. He's worked at the local rice mill here for like 20 something years. And they have to be very careful with the dust just coming from processing the rice, because they have fires all the time, and it could, cause explosions. So yeah, you don't mess around with that kind of stuff. Yes, it does look like a big propane tank. That's what I was thinking. Big propane, yep. Dandy said, yes, those are common among corn farmers. Okay, thank you. Which one are you talking about? Vid says, so much stuff I never even knew about the case. They will cover everything. Which case are you talking about? I'm behind once again. Yeah, I'm the same way. Vid says, I just pay the cheap plans for everything. Absolutely. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. I had to blow my nose. My allergies are kicking in today for some reason. Yes, exactly. Junior says, going back to D. Warner, the next hearing is September 4th, but it could change now. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too when Grizzly True Crime Gizla was talking about. Since they found these remains, they may push everything may get pushed back until they so they can work on it. Paula says, I live in New Hampshire, so that hits close to home. All right, I think I'm caught up, guys, unless anybody's got anything else. How long we've been on here? Well, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm probably going to get out of here, do a little bit of shameless plugging. You can find me on Facebook. I have a group and a page. The group is more active as far as the missing persons and sharing stuff like that. So please do consider joining the group. The page, I post some missing persons on there, but I post a lot of just links to articles about true crime and things going on. Hoping people look at that and then come over to the group, and of course I got the YouTube channel linked and all that. So definitely consider if you do Facebook. I know a lot of people don't do Facebook. If you'd like to help support the channel, all the links are in. I think I put them in the description box. And any and all donations go back into the channel to pay for. I do pay the basic service for a StreamYard So I don't have a limit on my hours that I can record and live stream. And for one or two video editors that I have, just the basic cheap plans, that's what any donations go to help pay for. Yes, please like, comment, share. Thank you if you're watching on replay. Please do leave a comment. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Most definitely share anywhere you can, especially videos like this or live streams like this or videos about the missing. Share anywhere and everywhere you can so this information will reach as many people as possible. That is the whole goal of the channel, and what we do here is to keep the missing faces out there, their stories out there, so they're never forgotten. These cold cases, unsolved cases. So any shares, likes, comments, subscriptions are appreciated. If you ever need to contact me, there's my email, southerngaltruecrime@hotmail.com. You can send me information about cases or missing if you'd like me to share. Let me know. Any cases you'd like me to cover to share and talk about. Email them to me, or if you're on Facebook, you can messenger me or put it in the group. Also, see if there's anything else. I think that is it. All my shameless plugging. Get to use your guys' comments. Just reading comments. Okay, absolutely. Vid says the series that covered everything was one on MSN Max. I might have to. I'm pretty good at sneaking around and trying to and finding stuff on places where it's not supposed to be. I might can find it somewhere. Okay, Paula says the Littleton case happened in Maine. Absolutely, I will look it up. Thank you, Junior. Junior says thanks, Southern Gal and everyone. Thank you, Junior, my friend. Always good to have Junior here. Oh, look. I get to bring my moo cow out. Far Q from Australia gifted one Southern Gal True Crime membership. Thank you so much, Far. Love you, lady. Love you, love you. I can't see who it was gifted to because I'm on the StreamYard side. I don't think it comes up on here. I know it does on the YouTube side. But thank you, Far. Thank you so much. Oh, let me get my moo cow. Hold on. Let me find it. There it is. There's my moo cow for anybody who donates, becomes a member, gifts memberships. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. Everybody's saying thank you. It's okay, honey. I'm late to my own live streams most of the time. You can always watch replay for whatever you missed. Yeah, absolutely. That's what Chris said. Always rewatch. That's what I do. If I come in late on anybody's lives, I'll just watch and then I'll go back after it's over, start from the beginning and watch up to where I came in at. You're fine, Far. Anytime anybody can get here, I'm grateful for. We're glad to have you here, Vid. Absolutely. Vid likes my moo cow. And somebody calls it my cash cow. I can't remember. Is it Dan? No, somebody called it my cash cow. Dandy or Mickey or somebody called it my cash cow. No, it makes me, I don't do this for the money. I mean, any donations, like I said, and memberships and gifting is greatly appreciated, but it all goes back into the channel. Absolutely. Yeah, Far loves the moo cow too. I love my moo cow. Sunshine, Mind of Monsters, made that for me. I love her too. All right, guys, I'm caught up again. I think I'm gonna get out of here. See, today's Monday. I may have a short video out, maybe uploaded Wednesday, just kind of going over the basics of the D. Warner case, the timeline, and the the searches they've done and everything leading up to finding the remains. And like I said, I think it's tomorrow that they're supposed to do the autopsy on the remains. So I'll have maybe some kind of short video out Wednesday for that. Friday will either be, we may switch it around because Paula said she might be busy Friday, so we probably do Southern Gal After Dark, where we just talk about whatever, free for all on Friday, and do West Memphis 3 on Saturday, so Paula can be here for that. But I will get everything scheduled. And I think Sunday, for speaking of members, I'm going to try to do better with the member stuff. I'm going to try to have a members only live stream, maybe sometime Sunday afternoon or evening. So just let me know and comments or in chat what time is good for y'all. Anytime on Sunday is good for me. I don't think I'm gonna try to start working. I've been kind of working sporadically, but I'm gonna, since football seasons, college and NFL are fixing to start. Mainly I'm interested in college. Are fixing to start. I'm probably going to go back to doing schlepping my groceries, deliveries Monday through Friday. That way I can be home on Saturdays and stay home on Saturdays and Sundays to watch my football. But anyway, I will get everything scheduled, and you're welcome, Miss Paula. You're most welcome. Get caught up again. Vid says, I have a phone app for business, and it does that, and it moves really loud. Thank you again, Far. She says, I will go back now and watch. Have a great night all. Stay safe. Live and light, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you, Far, from Australia. Says it sounds good. There's Miss PJ. Hey, sorry late. I was live. Oh yeah, I saw that there was a bunch going live earlier. I will get over there and watch your replay. Yes, definitely check out Miss PJ at Lighting Their Way Home. Absolutely, another excellent channel. Does Miss PJ does excellent work. Hold on, I thought I heard something. I'm hearing things. Vid says I do the same thing in the fall food delivery. Yeah, I do Spark, driving, delivering, shopping, delivers, curbside pickups for Walmart, and then a little bit of DoorDash if Spark is slow. So yeah, but it's been so hot. I haven't worked like the past 2 or 3 days because actual temperature here where I live has been like 105. I think was the hottest day, and heat index of like 115. So yeah, I hadn't been out in 2 or 3 days because it's been too hot. But yeah, that's what I do. Schlepping groceries, as I say, and food. Thank you, Miss PJ. You liked and shared, and thank you, ma'am. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Everybody have a good week. Like I said, I'll have some kind of video probably on D. Warner, just kind of a case recap. I'll upload Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, we'll do some more live streams. Hopefully Sunday I can get to the members only live stream. Thank you, Miss PJ. You too, ma'am. So everybody have a good week, and hopefully I will see you guys live again on Friday. Love you guys. Bye.